Hey, welcome to Wealth and Wellness for Women of Color, a safe place for you to learn how to live an abundant life. And today we're going to talk about how to stop second guessing your decisions. You have no idea how often I hear about this from the women that I talk to constantly. It's like, what do I need to do to just stop thinking that I'm making the wrong choice? And what happens is women that I do work with, the women of color that I coach, a lot of them will think they're making the right decision, but then they pull back and then they don't move forward. There's something with managing the money, or maybe it's a business decision they need to make, or maybe they'll make the decision and then they retract and then they change their mind, or they don't do anything at all. They're just like, I don't know, I'm not going to do anything because whatever I do, it's not going to be the right decision. So they don't do anything. Just constantly second guessing the choices they make. I know what that's like. I've done it myself. I just couldn't figure out, is this the right choice for me to do? All that I had to do was not being able to trust myself. In a previous video, I did talk about trusting the process. This is another way really about how to stop second guessing yourself. You've got to be able to trust the decisions you make. You got to trust in your own ability to make the choices for yourself. How do we do that though? And honestly, it just starts with getting really in touch with the wounding that we've experienced, the trauma that we've experienced, and healing that. And when I say healing it, this is not like, oh, you heal it, you're one and done, you're gone, you're done, yay, everything's better. No, this is a lifelong journey because those wounds constantly show up just in various forms in different ways. Maybe the emotional reaction that you have though won't be like a 10, right? But you can get it down to like a 3 or 4, level 3 or 4 emotional reaction when it comes to these things that activate you within and you're not able to make a decision. So some of the common things that I hear where a woman is just like, I don't know if I should do this or not, is should I take the job? Or I don't know if I should leave my company and start a business, or I don't know if I should go to school and start a business, or go to school and go to work. I don't know which one to do. And then they just don't do anything, or they just procrastinate and delay. So when you're able to get quiet and you're working on yourself and you're working with somebody, whether it's a mental health professional or a coach who works with those with trauma and takes a healing-centered approach, kind of like the work that I do, it's getting in tune with what is going on within me when these decisions come up for myself, like recognizing what physical responses are happening there, and then doing the work to sit in the uncomfortableness of those emotions. Sitting there and be like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I don't like this. But knowing that by going through that and recognizing these emotions for what they are and trusting that they're not going to last forever, and then acknowledging it and just being like, where did this come up from? How is that tied to, I don't know, other decisions that I was going to make and I didn't do it? What's the connection here? And honestly, it does take some support, not just doing it ourselves to be able to get to this point and to do that. But over time, you'll be able to learn how to do this on your own, and you'll be able to notice like, oh my gosh, here it comes up again, right? Okay, hold on. Let me acknowledge how I'm experiencing this right now. Why am I not moving forward? Or why do I think this is something that I'm not going to be able to make a decision on? And when you're able to do that, you can pause and then you're able to move forward. And it takes consistent practice and work and conversations, acknowledgement and forgiveness of yourself. Really, just really forgiving yourself. Like, this is just where I'm at right now in this moment. And when we're not second guessing ourselves anymore, you're able to make decisions based on your intuition because you're going to trust your intuition. When you go within, when you get quiet, when you do the healing work, you're taking care of yourself. And that's the most important thing. We got to take care of ourselves. When you take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and you just keep giving yourself all this good, it counteracts all the crap that you dealt with in life that got you into the position of not trusting the choices that you make. We're not trusting in other people, but really we got to learn to trust ourselves. Because when we trust ourselves, we know that we're going to get ourselves out of any situation. Like, for example, for me, like, okay, dating, all right, I'm dating, I'm single, I've been in some really traumatic relationships. How am I going to be able to recognize if that person that I'm starting to date is giving me red flags or not? I need to be able to trust that I'm going to see it, and then I've got to make sure that I don't ignore it. I cannot ignore it. If I ignore it, that's like, oh my gosh, here we go again. I haven't learned from the past. Because for me, I would act like things are not happening because I just didn't know how to trust myself or trust other people. So, hey, it's not there. I don't see it. And next thing you know, I get burned, I get hurt, and it starts that whole cycle again. So trust that you're able to get yourself out of sticky situations. And I'm sure that you think about it, things in the past that have happened to you, and you were able to get yourself out of that situation. Even if we're individuals who have experienced trauma, domestic violence, and abuse towards us, remember that you're resilient and resourceful. We are naturally. We know how to get ourselves out of a situation. So you're going to know how to get yourself out of a situation. You just got to be able to trust the fact that you're not going to let yourself be in that situation again. Okay. So again, once again, do some healing work with a professional that can support you with this mental health or coaching, do the internal work inside and start trusting yourself and look for the evidence of things that have worked out for you in the past. That's another one. Look for the evidence. It's there. I guarantee it. There's things that have happened in your life and the choices that you've made where there was some really good stuff that happened. Focus on that. Where did it come from? How did it come about? What did I do? What was the result? How did it impact and influence my life? So journal, maybe do some things like that on the stuff of what I'm talking about. So I hope I gave you some information that is going to elevate your experience and be able to give you some sort of clarity and guidance so that you can start to trust the decisions you make and stop second guessing yourself, because I know you've got this, you've got it in you. You're here right now watching this video for a reason, and you were meant to hear these words today. So if you want to hear some more, please do check me out on these videos. I'm going to be delivering a lot of this content for you. And if you want to get some more resources and tips, you can go to my website, go to leahcoaching.com, go to the homepage and scroll all the way down and sign up for the Women of Color Rising newsletter. Drop me a comment below if you have any feedback for me, or if you have some comments and some aha moments in this, or if you're more comfortable, send me a direct message. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today on Wealth and Wellness Women of Color, and I'll see you soon.